I'm Dale from Dale's Rock Interviews and Metalliville Online Magazine. I'm joined by lesbian deathbeds, Dan, Amy, and
Bed death.
Ali. No, I got it the wrong
That's
way
been
round.
bed death.
Bed death, deathbed. Lesbian bed
Bed.
death. There you go.
That's correct. That's the one.
Yeah, sorry, it's been one of those days. So we're expecting JJ in 10 minutes, so we'll crack on without her. Um, you're a gothic punk hard rock band, and I've been listening to a lot of your music over the last week, and I've got to say I'm really enjoying it. I've not checked you out before, which is something I should be really ashamed of now listening to you. So it all started out as a one-man project, I believe. Is that correct?
Kind of. Um, More like two-man than three-man projects initially. It's my idea, and it was more of an idea. Do you know what I mean? I've built with a few friends, and then people come and go over the years, and it's turned into a thing and evolved quite sort of naturally, if you like.
Yeah. So lesbian bed death, I'm sure you get tired of talking about the actual name. I understand it was something you heard while watching a program or film or
Yeah, yeah. I've told that story so many times. I
I
mean,
know, I bet you get sick to death of it.
I think, yeah, I think the Old Testament's been told less times than that story.
Fair enough. Your latest album, which is Satan's Cellar, and that is from a movie of the same title, I believe, a horror movie. And you've done the soundtrack to it. Would you like to tell us a little bit more?
Um, Me again, yeah.
All three of you, all three of you chip
Just
in.
yeah, just let us know who you want to answer a question, and otherwise we'll be talking over. So if you hear some weird snorting noises across the microphone, it's this small dog that's just driving me up the wall.
Okay.
So she was super quiet until you hit the record button,
Yeah.
and
Did you
now
notice
it
that he's
goes
blaming the
bits.
dog for the weird noises?
Yeah, and yes,
That's
it's
just
normally me.
Dan noises. Yeah, he does
Dan
that a lot.
noises. That's what I thought as much.
Looking for
You can hear him in
snacks.
the
So yeah,
tour van and at night.
yeah, snoring like a hippo.
Yeah.
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 So
So
yeah,
it's
sorry.
yeah.
Movie, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I wanted to make a movie, it's on my bucket list, and it made sense to tie it in with the band and us write a record that is also the soundtrack to the movie. Um, like a sort of symbiotic relationship. So just see if one takes off, then it will drag the other one with it.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So yeah, really the songs are very loose. They're not exactly about the film or penned in that way. They're just a bunch of songs for the film that complement it. But what it did is it gave us the chance to make an even more diverse record and do things that we wouldn't normally do on a Lesbian Bed Death album. And just just push the envelope a little bit more. And some of the songs were a lot heavier. There's some more industrial kind of stuff on there. And we just got to have a bit more fun without the normal kind of limitations, really.
Yeah. So is any of you three or four of you with JJ, has any of you got a part in the film? Are you extras in it, or is it just all just a soundtrack?
JJ's got a full-on feature in it.
Okay. Is she
From
the scream queen in it?
No,
Oh,
she's
not
running
quite.
about like a crazy nurse. More of a
Fair
fun
enough.
role.
Yeah.
I have I have about a 20-second cameo because one of the actors didn't turn up, and it's like, well, I guess it's gonna have to be me, isn't it? Just have to just do it. It
So didn't
wasn't the
you get
intention.
Amy and Ali? Didn't you two get involved in any way apart from the music?
No, no, sadly I was pushed aside. I'm far too pretty for dance movie, clearly. So
It's true, true.
there was a gig scene that I was going to come and be an extra in it, but I think it was that day when it was snowing really bad, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
And
To
I
be
just
fair,
couldn't get over.
the band is in it in the background in a flashback, so we are all technically in it,
Yeah.
just for a small amount of time. Yeah.
I'm going to
So
say
the
the looks on Ali and Amy, you'd make perfect scream queens.
I'd love to die in a movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, me too.
When you make Satan Seller 2, can I die, please?
Okay,
Yeah,
as
I've got
violently and as hideously as possible.
my closest shot at fame was where I used to work. They hosted part of um, Red Nose Day, and the person who was playing the bear, Pudsey, hadn't arrived, and they were going to put me in the Pudsey outfit, and I was super excited. And he turned up 5 minutes before, and he ended up
Oh,
wearing it, and I was
Oh,
actually really quite crushed. Uh,
you were almost an icon.
I was almost an
Almost.
icon.
you
Something
were.
to brag about. I was Pudsey, but no, I wasn't.
Could have
So
been the stunt. It could have been the stunt double in case there are any high action podsy scenes. Could have,
exactly, yeah,
got
I
involved
could have
then.
done that. But it was
Yeah,
filmed in a Victorian railway depot with like cobbles, and he was really walking slowly because he didn't know the terrain. And I knew it like the back of my hand because we used to walk it in the dark. I would have been perfect. I would have been just running down there, but no,
you were jilted, man. Robbed.
jilted, robbed. Yeah,
It's,
like,
it's like it's,
like
it's like a horror movie, isn't it? Robbed
yeah.
from the chance to be Pudsey, and now someone's going around killing all the actors who are auditioning to be Pudsey. Who could it possibly be?
You've just
And
made
at
yourself
the
a
end of
second movie there.
it, and it,
Evil
a
Pudsey Bear
horrified
Magic.
old Pudsey costume with like all stitched together wrong and whatever.
Yeah, you
Um,
got Ali being pushed out by Amy, and she's the angelic one that turns out to be the killer in the end.
exactly.
There you go.
Everybody dies
Fun.
for a good cause.
So you really need to team up with Not Now Norman because they did this soundtrack for Shiver Me Timbers, which is a comic horror film featuring Popeye the Sailor Man.
Very nice. Yeah, we like Not Now Norman. We played with them a few times up in the north.
Yeah,
They're a good bunch.
yeah. I've not seen them yet. They'll be coming to Sheffield soon, so I'll probably be seeing them there. I'm looking forward to that. Um, but also David Ellefson of Megadeth, the bass guitarist, he invests in low budget horror films.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm getting you a full musical lineup here. You do realise that. And then Ron Bumblefoot Thal, time I mentioned him today actually. He were on the Chinese Democracy Guns N' Roses album, and he has also starred as extras in or murdered people in low budget horror films. So you could also feature him in your film as somebody you could kill.
Could do. Could do. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
crazed Guns N' Roses fan starts killing off members of the bands that aren't on Appetite for Destruction. And I was
Yeah, I
trying
was
to
Well,
going to
figure
say
out why.
I'd
And
rather just kill the
it was
album,
Buckethead.
Chinese Democracy.
Apparently the Guns N' Roses band didn't really like Ron Thal, so you could have him going around killing Guns N' Roses actors performers. So
I, I, he- I heard that apparently Axl Rose flew Brian May all the way to America. He played a solo, then he flew back, and then Axl Rose just deleted it and got someone else to play something different.
Jesus.
So yeah, Brian May should be the killer, and that could be the plot
yeah,
twist.
see, we're forming now a third film. It's actually down your film Satan's Cellar is a rock anthology film, so there's obviously going to be more then, I presume.
I don't know. It depends on if anyone cares about this one, really, doesn't it? So there's no distribution deal. There's nothing. There's just me with a pile of Blu-rays, trying to flog them online, and it's been entered into some film competitions and some film festivals rather, and I won't know till August September if it's been accepted or not.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I mean, I might just get a load of rejections, and they might just that might be the end of it. But I can't really, if all the feedback's terrible and no one wants the first one, there's no point, doing a second one. So,
Have you
um,
had a look at Celluloid Screens in Sheffield?
No, I
can't
haven't.
remember.
That's like it's like an indie horror movie festival thing. It just felt like little DIY sort of thing. It happens like every year. It might be
Okay.
worth something to look for.
Yeah, I
Okay,
might have a
cool.
look at that because we like our horror films. I don't know if you can see behind. I've got
Can see.
Ice Nine Kills single there, and then we've got above there we've got Robert Englund signed poster. We got it signed last week, I believe. He even drew a little picture of himself on it, which is fantastic.
Cool,
So
cool.
we do
I can
like
see
our
Trick or
horror.
Treat as well.
Oh yeah, Trick or
Great.
Treat.
Yeah, Trick
Yeah,
or Treat. Awesome.
that's there, which is iconic. With Ozzy Osbourne as a evangelist who's dead against the music, which is brilliant. Um, so going to the Black Sabbath reference there with your T-shirt, I always love the story when they were on tour in America and there were all these protesters outside, so we picked up a banner and protest with them.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Fantastic. So Ali, you're the guitarist, I'm guessing, with a huge pile of guitars behind you,
There they are. That's only half of them,
right?
fortunately.
How
My
many do you
part,
have?
about 7, I think now.
Right? You have a
So
Flying V?
I don't know. I'm actually a Flying V hater.
How
I
can you be a
know.
flying?
Mm.
Mm,
I
that's
know.
terrible. How can you
Oh,
be a Flying V hater? Good
Gets
grief.
gets a lot of emotional reactions when I say that.
It's such an iconic shaped guitar. So,
It
how many do you
is
take on tour with you?
just the one, really. I know Dan takes 2 or 3 possibly sometimes, but I'm just a one guitar. For me, I feel like it's more risky to start swapping guitars and doing solos and different stuff, and it's like it's probably a lot safer and nicer for me to just play the same guitar. It's a guitar that I know really well. I've had it for a long time. It
Yeah,
works solid, like no issues.
I've got a
yeah. And if you
guitarist
string,
friend
you can
who I've
still
known.
dance,
Sorry,
can't you?
sorry, sorry, Amy. I'm talking over you.
Oh no, sorry. I think we started at the same time. I was just saying, if you snap a string, you can always steal Dan's anyway. Dan's spare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
Fair
I
enough.
bring extra ones, you see.
Yeah, just in case
Uh,
I'm Ali's
an
brain.
emergency guitar, you know.
I have
Yeah.
thought about it, but the space in the van, I think everyone would just be like, "What the hell have you done this for?" Started piling more stuff in the van.
Well, my friend is a guitarist, and when he's on stage and he changes to a different guitar, and the singer stroke bassist always turns around and says, "Here's Harris, he's changing his guitar for another guitar that sounds exactly like that guitar, but insists it sounds different."
Usually is the case, isn't it? People
Yeah.
don't get it. Don't get it why we need all these guitars. They're different.
So, do you have a Flying V then, Dan?
I have a shark fin, which is near.
Okay.
The Jackson sort of Dave Mustaine style. I can't
Yeah.
play like Dave Mustaine, obviously. I can play both chords I know on it pretty well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a decent guitar, and I should bring it back. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
See, that's
it's
my
cool.
Megadeth single, "No More Mr. Nice Guy" from a
Okay,
horror film, Shocker. There
from
you go.
Shocker, yeah,
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 another reference of Wes Craven film. Yeah, so I love Dave Mustaine. I love speed guitar, and is that something you aspire to play like then, Dan?
no. I can't play lead guitar to save my life. I just play rhythm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean Dave Mustaine, he gets a lot of flack, but he's literally an incredible player. And to even come close to that kind of standard, it takes like a lifetime of dedication to be as good
yeah,
as someone like Dave Mustaine. He couldn't be as good as he is if he had a day job and wasn't playing constantly all the time. He's probably the best of the best almost. I say
yeah.
almost because obviously Murray Friedman's better, but yeah.
So, Amy, what's your role in the band? Seeing as there's no clues behind you.
No clues. There should be a clue, but it's a little bit blurred. There's an electric
Yeah.
drum kit in the background.
You're
But
the drummer. Yeah.
I'm the drummer. Yeah, I hit things and hurt things and make loud noises.
They're the best kind of drummers.
Yeah, it's got to be done. Yeah, I'm like a phantom. You're lucky if you see me on stage, and you're lucky if you see me in the pictures. I'm just a blur, and yeah, it's good. It keeps me good. It means I can sneak out for a cigarette.
There's a rock band in Bolton called Faint, and it's spelled F3INT. And the drummer, she's probably 16 now. When I first seen her, she was 15. And she is probably one of the best drummers I've ever seen. She's like a blur, an absolute blur. And when you meet her in real life, she's like a blur. You know, when she's not playing the drums, she's just constantly moving. And are you like that?
I'm normally like that. Yeah, I've had a long day at work, and it's the first day back after a long weekend, so I'm a little bit exhausted. But I'm normally spinning in my chair and tapping and scratching things. I'm riddled with ADHD and movement and everything else. But yeah, I'm heavily medicated and tired today. So
Sounds like cocaine to me.
it pretty much is the shit that they get me. It's great. But it doesn't do what cocaine does to most people. It's actually more like speed, but it actually chills me out. It's just kind of takes me down a level, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But sure.
Well, I were on lots of opioid painkillers and stuff like that, and because I've got lots of different things going wrong with my body called old age and heavy work and stuff like that, and I just stopped taking them. I just didn't like how they made me feel, and I feel like I'm almost sort of like a better person for it. But a friend of mine who's in Fireheart, Kev Baker, he's the rhythm guitarist like you, Dan. He's just found medication that suits him. He was going through quite up and down turmoil, and he's now found what suits him. And it's a battle. Mental health and ADHD is a real big battle for a lot of people. I'm assuming that you've had the same sort of road.
It's I'd say it's both a blessing. It's both like a curse and a superpower. So for me, like ADHD means that I can do anything. I can literally do anything, but I don't have the motivation to do anything. So it's one of them. If I'm really interested in something, and if I've got the energy, if I've got the mindset, I can do anything I need to. But then it's like the basic stuff, remembering to turn up to interviews on time, which somehow I did today. Thanks for a little message reminder this morning. But it doesn't always work out great.
Yeah, right. We're going to have to stop talking about her now. She's arrived. So, hello, JJ. Nice for you to turn up. You're like a typical diva singer turning up 10 minutes, 19 minutes late. Terrible.
I just got home from work. I'm sorry. I just got home from my job.
She's lying. She's been at the pub.
But yeah, I've totally been in a beer garden secretly all day.
Oh, I don't. My partner's very upset. She's not been sat in a beer garden today because I've had interviews. So she's sulking.
Apparently tomorrow's going to be even nicer. So tell her she should go to one tomorrow.
Oh, I'm dragging her out to see the Red Arrows aeroplane and the Spitfire at RAF Coningsby. So she's got some gin she's going to take with her. So
I saw them in Blackpool. Oh gosh, what year would it have been? About 2017. So brilliant. If you haven't seen them before, they're an absolute delight. But yeah, they're really good to watch.
Yeah, I'm a total aeroplane geek. I go all over.
That is brilliant.
So I've just been down RAF Lakenheath and RAF Fairford waving to the anti-war protesters while I'm photographing planes.
Oh wow, amazing. How is everyone anyway? How are we all?
Good.
Are we all good? Surviving?
Human face has shifted off now. I have to be normal at work all day.
I know. Us rock stars with the day jobs, what we like.
So we've already discussed the movie where you're the manic nurse in it, and Ali's very disappointed nobody's killed her yet.
What do you want me to? Does Ali want me to kill her or something?
I'll be killed by evilness, JJ. No problem.
Hell yeah, BT69 coming to your hometown soon.
So we've discussed that Aim is the person that hits things, and Ali and Dan are the people that shred things, and you're the singer.
I'm the one that makes noise and hope she doesn't get booed off stage, basically.
JJ's the resident gobshite.
Yeah. Resident. I would argue that you're the resident gobshite, actually. I feel like I'm the resident people pleaser. That's me.
hang on, you just come on like 20 minutes late. Now you're starting to act like Axl Rose already pulling down your bandmates, and you're saying you're the peaceful one.
I am the pacifist. I'm the peaceful one. To read, I promise. I promise. I'm so peaceful. That's what makes me late all the time.
Right. Are you three going to agree with that then?
Oh,
I'm keeping quiet.
I think JJ is probably the nicest member of the band, to be fair.
The diciest or
No,
nicest?
the nicest.
The diciest. I don't know if I'm the nicest member of the band. I'm just the, I don't know,
You're the
most
friendliest
traumatized one,
member,
maybe.
I would say. Definitely the friendliest.
I
So
don't know. I
apart
feel like
from-
you're
Most
the
pleasant.
friendliest.
I think you could be friendly and not nice, JJ. Two different things.
Oh. Oh, I don't know. We're gonna have words after.
We will.
BT69's gonna come for revenge.
Right. So going back to the music before we have little cat fights and you all start acting like you're in Guns N' Roses, we're going to move on. Who's been in the band the longest other than Dan, obviously?
That would
Amy.
be me. Yeah, I've been with the band for about 10 years, I want to say now.
Yeah,
Second to Dan, who's obviously been with the band for the length.
for the duration. What about you, Ali?
I'm coming up to 2 years almost now. When I first started speaking to you. Yeah.
And I think I'm 3 or 4 years into it now.
Okay. So we've got 10 studio albums and 1 live album. The live album, how long ago was that? I'm just trying to, that was last year. Tour Your Soul Apart, which is a great name. And are you all featured in that live album, I presume?
Yes.
Yeah. So going back, so your vocals, when did you start? That would have been Midnight Lust. Was that your first album?
That was my first ever album, yeah.
Yeah.
2023.
Yeah. I have to say that that's one of the best albums with vocals.
Really? Oh no! Oh, stop it, Dale. Stop
Oh,
it.
stop it. No, seriously. Seriously,
it's one of the best. It's easily in the top 10.
Yeah, it's definitely. I would say it's a very good 8th album for the vocals.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Who comes up with the names? Because the names are fantastic. I Use My Power for Evil, Designed by the Devil, Powered by the Dead, Riot of the Living Dead, The Devil's Bounty Hunters, Evil Never Dies, Born to Die on VHS, which is my favourite title, The Plague Sessions, Witching Hour, Midnight Lust, and Satan's Cellar, and obviously Tear Your Soul Apart. Who comes up with them names? Is that you, Dan?
Yeah. Designed by the Devil, Powered by the Dead is a line from 13 Ghosts.
Okay.
He's describing the machine.
Yeah.
Just me being me, I thought that's a cool name for an album. And there's nothing more to it than that, really. So,
That is a good name.
that one was nicked. So.
Yeah, Born to Die on VHS, that's fantastic.
It was originally going to be called Video Nasty, that album.
Yeah.
But obviously we kind of parted ways with the singer on the song Video Nasty. So that was no longer going to be on the album. So it'd been kind of weird and stupid calling it that, so we had to come up with something else.
I think I prefer Born to Die on VHS anyway. I think it's very retro, it's very cool. I think that's a lot cooler as a title.
Yeah.
I
Well,
agree.
at the top of our stairs, we're going to be putting a video wall, and we've got lots of VHS videos that we're going to be putting on it, making it look like the blockbuster video. And we've got, I think we've got all the Nightmare on Elm Streets and a few more horror films which will be going on there. All on VHS, of course.
All of course.
Of course. So what do we expect to see from your live performances?
Ooh.
And that's a question to all
Brilliance.
of you.
Pure
Sorry?
brilliance.
You're brilliant. So we've obviously got Amy hitting, and do you provide any sort of stage show, or is it just all
I think we
four of
do.
you
I think we
blazing
do.
away?
I think we do. I think the last couple of years we've really focused in on improving the stage show. So, along with like the way that we dress in unison, the way that we play in unison as well. So the movement on stage, I think the audience interaction, the big things as well are like props as well. So the last couple of years, if you do come along to one of the more recent shows, you'll notice a few interesting props about the stage that we've had made or made ourselves. And I think all of that really brings a lot of kind of energy and theatrics to the performances.
Okay, so
They're so
when you
fun to do as well.
right, so when you talk about theatrics, we like on about horror theatrics to go with the music.
Yeah, I mean, JJ can walk you through some of the
Things that we
if we want to leak anything.
We do a bit. Medusa has become almost like a bit of a role model and a little bit of a mascot of the band. And thank you, mascot. That was the word I was thinking of. I was like, role model? Well, I mean, yeah, that too. But yeah, she's very much a what's the word again? Oh my gosh.
Feminist
Mascot.
You're looking for
icon.
mascot.
I've just
Mascot.
it's been a long day. Mascot, there we go. Yeah, she's very much a mascot of the band, and our special effects lady Jackie made a Medusa head. Now it's like a figurine and stuff, and she lives on the side of the stage. Now at the very last sort of song that we do, if we don't have time for an encore, the very last song is typically "I Use My Powers for Evil." It's one of our favorite songs to play live. It's very interactive. It's very performative. And so what we do is at the end of it, I go through each member of the band and basically like thanking them and like give it up for Ali Vicious, give it up for Dan Peach on rhythm guitar, give it up for Amy Violet on drums, and I go through each and every person, make a bit of noise and stuff, and then I actually pick up an object of some description. I don't know whether I want to sort of give everything away. You know, you totally need to come down to one of the shows and see it for yourself. And then I incorporate Medusa into the show, and
I-
everyone loves it. It's just this one bit of theatrics that people remember when they see, and everyone, all you see is like a sea of phones then get pulled out of pockets, and that's it. Everything, all the cameras get on and all the torches go up in the air and everything, and people scream, whether out of horror or joy, we're still trying to determine that, but people genuinely seem to enjoy it. And obviously, as we've said, we are genuinely trying to improve on our stage show and stuff. We find it really fun, and of course we pull inspiration again from mythology and horror, and
Yeah.
sometimes our own appearances when we first wake up in the morning from tour with all the straggly hair and everything, and we're just incorporating it in the most fun ways into our shows.
Yeah. Just to add to that, you could always murder one of your bandmates on stage, like doing a throat slit. I do believe one of your guitarists really wants to be murdered, so that could be a good thing.
That
I'll
will
do
be
it.
amazing.
No problem.
Yes, that would be brilliant. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, there you go. Dale's
every,
idea.
every night on stage, Ali gets murdered. There you go.
Yeah.
There has been conversations about some kind of murder scene, but we're just trying to figure out exactly what that looks like and how we do it, where it goes in the set, all those kind of intricacies that so we can't do it and then just ruin the part two, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think it's important to remember that we're doing this on a teeny tiny budget and often on very small stages, with a backstage area that's about the size of a coffee table.
Yeah.
You know, when you see like an artist like Alice Cooper, for example, with a huge stage show, there's a huge crew involved.
Yeah.
There's an arena involved. You can build stuff. I mean, like King Diamond's got that gigantic kind of it's like a walkway. It looks like the side of a castle. You know, it's really cool. Obviously, we don't have a truck and a crew to drag anything like that around. So we do the best we can with what we got without it looking tacky and crap. We're trying to make it look
Yeah.
cool, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have like
which is
an
it's a challenge.
expanding show, don't we? It's like generally with quite like we need to be a little bit more streamlined. We've got some props that has to stay, like Medusa has to stay.
Yeah.
But then we've got some like gravestones, and then we've got the banners as well. So it kind of like gets a little bit bigger depending on what kind of venue we're playing at, basically.
You just have to buy a trailer.
Yeah, easier said than done. We'll just have to like, I don't know, we're just gonna have to nick one at some point, aren't we?
You know what? We should buy like an ambulance or something and like proper kit it out.
Yeah.
Just have like little coffin beds in it.
That'd be amazing. I mean, to be
Would.
fair, I think if any of us ever won the lottery, like a sizable amount in the lottery, I genuinely do think that we would get some form of like bus/big van or something that we could then like deck out and stuff, and we'd certainly save on accommodation if we could put like little coffin beds and stuff. And you know, we're used to topping and tailing and stuff anyway. I've had you know, Amy's feet in my face more times than I can count on one hand. So
You can see how boring I am. Because I think, well, where'd you park this thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, these trailers, trying to park a van is like, oh my God.
We throw it in Tesco van. We throw it in Tesco. That's where we do.
Yeah.
2 days.
Literally in Tesco.
We just bought an ambulance, a patient transport ambulance, and because they're under 3.5 ton, you don't need a special license. It's actually a 7-seater as well, and they're high mileage, but they get looked after very well and MOT'd quite regularly, so they're in really good condition. And it only cost us £2,000.
And the positive is if it still comes with a working defibrillator, that can get us up in the morning.
True. Yeah. Let's give my pacemaker a zap every now and again. There you go.
Yeah. So sadly, it doesn't come with any of that, unfortunately. But it's brilliant and it's so much fun to drive. We're turning ours into a zombie apocalypse one. It's already got a lot of stickers on, and
that's
it
brilliant.
also comes with a ramp at the back as well, which we're actually taking off and selling. But it'll be great for bringing your band stuff on, you know.
We'll have to borrow your ambulance, Dale. We'll have to borrow it.
Well, we've got a local band called Rat Race, and they already turned around and said, "Oh, we need that in our music video."
We need to know where you got this from, because I would definitely get one for that much. I did look at a website. It was called Force Fans, I think, years ago, and I remember them all being quite expensive, like police cars, and I think there's an ambulance, and there was there's prisoner vehicles, with the little cages in the back and stuff. But they were quite pricey. You know, they had them really high mileage. But you're right, police vehicles and things are going to have a lot of the regular MOTs and whatever.
I've got to say, Ali, Amy, and JJ, you should really be worried that he was looking at a prison van with cages in the back for taking you lot around.
I think that's necessary for us to be fair.
Yeah, that is very necessary. Yeah, I'm actually excited by the prospect of that.
And plus, if we lock JJ in, she'll never get lost at a service station again.
Oh my God! Yeah, that is true. Please never.
You got to tell us.
Just know where she is.
Yeah, right, you got to tell us.
Set the scene, right? We're on tour. I think honestly, I don't remember when you're on tour. Sort of like all the days kind of like blend into one big gig. It's weird, but I remember we had a couple of commutable dates ahead of us, sort of like Wolverhampton and Manchester. So it was sort of decided that we were going to come back to mine and Dan's hometown of Stoke-on-Trent, which is where we hired the van from as well. And then everyone was going to get in the cars and sort of go home and have a decent night's sleep effectively. So we are possibly about 50-ish minutes away from Stoke. No idea where we were. Dan's job was to drive, so not a clue.
Lim Services, JJ. Lim Services. Lim, Lymm.
Oh, limb. Look like an arm.
Lim.
Like limb.
Yeah.
So we were in limb services apparently, and I'd not long sort of been like curled up like on the back seat, sort of with like a jacket over me that I'm pretty sure someone had very politely put over me, and I'd been curled up asleep, very, very tired. They'd all got up and they'd sort of got out and gone and used the restrooms and stuff and gotten a little snack from the shop and whatever else. Now the rule is, as a general rule of thumb, is that someone will always stay with the van. And since I'd basically just woken up or they thought I was still asleep, I was that person. Now, when they all got back, at that point I'd arisen from my deep slumber, my van slumber, and I'd gotten out and I turned to our bass player, Effie, and essentially said to her, "Oh, I'm just going to nip to the loo." And Effie is very quiet. She's so quiet that she's not here. So she's very, very quiet, and either she didn't hear me, but she acknowledged me, and I could have sworn she acknowledged the fact that I was going to the toilet. So I thought, I've got a couple of minutes, and went into the toilet, and I saw that there was a Costa still open. So I went and grabbed a Costa. I was not gone any longer than 5 minutes maximum.
Just to
So
add
I'm like,
to this, JJ, as she was getting out, we were getting in the van, and we'd not noticed that she got out. The only person that knew she got out of the van was our bass player.
yeah. So the only person I told was Effie, our bass player. I did not know that the rest of, I thought Effie would surely tell them. Apparently not. So I get my Costa in hand, and I walk back out. We sort of parked like at the front where like all the coaches and vans and stuff like parked, and the van where Dan had parked the van was right at the entrance. So I'm thinking, as soon as I come out, I'm going to see the van. Come out, there's a van. There's no van. So I walk around a little bit thinking, oh, maybe he's just like maneuvered. He's like, come on, JJ, get your Costa and get in the van. No, like the van is completely gone. I start walking all around these coaches and stuff, and I'm thinking, oh, like, is he, where is he gone? Surely they've not left. Surely they've not left. Come on, there's no way. And I remember saying to myself, at what point do I panic? So the first thing I do is reach into my pocket to grab my phone. Turns out my phone was on charge in the van. So meanwhile, Ali was trying to call me, and my phone was right next to her on charge. So very thankfully, I think I remembered from before that Dan said the next service station he was going to stop at, he was going to get petrol. So I thought, right, it's a service station, there's got to be a petrol station around here somewhere. So I ran through a hedge, not around a hedge, through a hedge with my Costa, trying to not spill it. And I'm very blind, like I can't see properly. My eyesight is absolutely atrocious, and so I couldn't see properly, but I just saw like a block of white, and I thought, if I run towards this van and it isn't the tour van, I'm screwed. But I'm just going to start gunning towards this van coming out of this petrol station across the road, and very thankfully it was. But I was really scared because every time that I ran up towards the van would like move further forward, and I was like, am I just chasing around the van?
That's
like I literally
that's when we thought that some random freak was chasing us around the petrol station, so we sped up.
Yeah, I was literally, every time I'd get close to the van, thinking the van was about to stop and I could get in, but then the van would like speed up again, and I'm like, what is going on? I was like, I'm about to chase around the van, and yeah, basically I got into the van and I shed a little tear, but somehow you managed to lose the loudest party member of the tour.
Oh, we eventually noticed that you were missing, but to be honest, we spent the first 5 minutes just dying of laughter because we realized we'd set off with our singer. So
Yeah.
we weren't actually trying to call you, we were just laughing.
What happened from like your point of view? Like, at what point did you realize that I just wasn't in the van?
It was, I think we were in the petrol station and we were just about to set off again, and I think Ev turned around and said, where's JJ? and I was like, she's there, because like the last thing I saw was you asleep, and I kind of went and came back, got into the back, and just assumed you were still in place. Right, in my head you were still asleep there, so I was like, you're joking. And I looked over,
no, what happened? Effie just leaned over and said, you do know JJ's not in the van, don't you? We'll run away. No.
JJ's not in the van.
No, I did not know that JJ was not in the van, otherwise I would not have left
Yeah.
without her in the vehicle.
And
Um,
all of them, there's a video of like Amy instantly whipped out a phone and they're all dying of laughter in the back. And bless Dan, he was the only one that showed any concern about my safety. He was like,
Oh,
guys, it's not funny, you know, like, where is she? How do I get to her?
It was so
10
funny.
minutes. It was hilarious. We'd not actually
So-
left. I mean, if we were bombing it down the motorway, that would have been a bit scary.
yeah.
What point
So
was
are
I
you
supposed
actually buying this story then, JJ? Do you think they've got their stories all together? They noticed you get out the van and they thought, we'll go.
Well, I think it's because I told Effie that she smelt, so I think she was getting revenge on me, and was like, "Yeah, no, screw you. We're gonna leave you at service station." But for the remainder of the tour, every single time before Dan was about to set off, he'd always turn around and be like, "Is everyone in the van? Is JJ in the van?"
Brilliant. So going on about touring, you've got a couple of dates in April in Belfast and Galway left, and then you've got September and October. You've got quite a substantial tour, and you're coming to Sheffield, which is my local, on the 18th. So I'll have to see about a press pass and come and take your photographs.
Yeah.
On the 13th of November, you're on Romantic Weekend with
Headlining.
Sorry,
Headlining.
headlining
Ooh.
Romantic Weekend. Ooh.
Aren't you special?
I do apologise. With a Priory and Wailing Banshee, who I've interviewed both of them bands, and Wailing Banshee absolutely love them. So that's going to be a good weekend. That's at Grimsby, which isn't a million miles from me, so I'm going to have to see if I can come along to that one. All your tour dates, I presume, are on your socials, and do you have a website?
We do. We
yeah,
have, yeah.
lesbianbeddeath.net. But we have a new website on the way that we're still, doing up, or JJ's doing it.
Because I'm a web
but-
designer, so I'm currently designing a new website for us. So, but what it's doing is because Dan worked really hard on lesbianbeddeath.net, we're almost using it as like the mothership website. Everything sort of links back through there and through the Bandcamp and everything. So all these things will eventually link up together. The new website is more of it's like a pretty picture. It's more of like an electronic press kit for us, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Okay.
What she's trying to say is that my old website is ugly and basic, but it works okay.
It's
You know what I
ugly,
mean?
basic, but informative. Mine is
Informative, it
pretty,
works. You
but
can find stuff on mine.
that's what I mean. So whereas on the new one and stuff, I'm having really fun with some raw HTML at the moment, just coding some bits. So we've got some really cool like demonic skulls flying in, and I'm making the cursor of the actual website a Baphomet skull, like Dan's guitar.
Yeah. Well, going back to the horror genre, for the bio of each band member, you could have a little knife as a cursor, and you've got to stab the person to get onto the bio of each band member.
More
Oh,
death.
that is really cool. Yeah,
That's
I
cool
could
idea.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, you've got to put at the bottom, inspired by Dale, that sort of thing.
Yeah, inspired by Dale. This one, what if we do like a little like icon of you popping up on the website and you're the one with the knife killing the band members?
And obviously, for you, instead of killing you, we just drive off and leave you.
Yeah, I might do that. I might actually animate something for that. I might just do a little drawing and animate it and be like, oh, stories. Because one thing we really like the idea of, especially Dan, something he's done incredibly well over the years, is doing little blogs and stuff and telling stories of our experiences on tour. One thing that we want is to maintain that connection and stuff that we have. We've built a real community around us and stuff. People who are genuinely invested in what we do, both as people outside of the band as well as people inside of the band as well. And we want them to know all the stories and have those experiences with us, like leaving lead singers at service stations and whatever else.
So, Satan's Cellar is available on all streaming platforms. Is it available in a physical form?
CD.
Yeah, you got it on CD. And it's
do,
tied
we
in
do.
with the Blu-ray of the Satan's Cellar movie, which I presume is for sale as well on your website.
It is, yep.
Yeah. Have you sent it off to Cannes Festival?
No, no, they've got enough beer mats and enough door wedges. They don't need our beer.
See,
But yeah,
I got into this by being
fine.
cheeky and asking bands and that lot for interviews, and it seemed to work. You've just got to be cheeky and send it off, and you never know what may happen.
True, true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't
I
know
think
until you
I know
try.
what's going to happen most of the time. To be honest with you.
Well, I'm going to probably um, message you for a copy and buy one because I won't mind having a good giggle. But we'll have to watch it upstairs because we haven't got a Blu-ray down here. We'll have to use my PlayStation.
Be careful, BT69 might come to life and come for you.
So, so all your merch is on your website and will be on your new website. And obviously, you're on social media, TikTok and
We have
Facebook
new
and,
tote bags.
tote bags. Look at that with the Medusa on it and everything.
Perfect for your weekly Aldi shop.
Yeah, best place to get merch is at the live gigs and the merch table, but second best to that is on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
CDs you'll find on a lot of online platforms as well, so you can actually pick up CDs through some online record shops and places like Amazon if you really have to. But yeah, obviously, if you can come to a gig, see us at the merch desk. You might get some some deals and discounts, or go to Bandcamp on Bandcamp Friday. That sorts us out.
Well,
If you
most of
buy
my
it in person, you can get it signed.
oh, that's what I was
Yeah.
about to say because most of my stuff behind me is signed. Because we like our merch, but we like it signed. Like set lists, which I've got a couple there, and so if I bought a CD, I can only have it signed by you all, or I won't be buying it. It's just one of my stipulations of buying a CD.
Yeah, to be fair, it's fair because I will do something similar. I won't buy stuff from bands online. It will be if I've gone to that gig and from the actual merch table and stuff like that to get it signed by the people there.
Yeah. Well, I was actually
Yeah.
at KK Steel Mill, and Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons were performing, and they weren't coming out. There's all merch tables at the back, and they weren't coming out and meeting people and signing. And they were selling their vinyl and that lot. And I said, I'm not buying it unless it's signed. And he went, just leave it with me. And he went upstairs and he got the whole band to sign it. And so I bought it. So it's down there.
I feel like that's one thing we'll never not do. Like the first thing that we want to do, we want to pack down as quickly as possible so we can get to that merch table and start speaking to people and signing stuff. It's remember once out of a pure reflex when I first joined the band, I think it was that very first gig, which was at the Waterloo in Blackpool, for like a punk festival thing. And it was my very first gig with Lesbian Bed Deaf, and I almost forgot temporarily that I was in the band. So after the gig, someone came up to me and asked for a photo with me, and I just went, "Why?" And then I was like, "Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, that's totally fine." And it's still really sort of strange. I don't know if the rest of the gang can like agree, but I don't think I'll ever get over that thing of someone wanting me to sign something and have a photo with me because I'm just sort of like, I'm just from Stoke. Like, who am I?
I get that a lot. I'm just a little scrubber from Sheffield, really. I don't really know what you want a photo of me for, but sure.
Oh, so you're from Sheffield, are you, Ali?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're not that far from me then. We're Dronfield.
Okay.
Actually,
I live in Eckington, so you're just like 5 minutes around the corner, really.
no, I know Eckington incredibly well. But I like saying I'm from Dronfield, but it's actually more posh than that. From Barlow, so I've got to say I'm from Barlow. Yeah, I'm not posh at all, but we live in Barlow.
It sounds posh, doesn't it? As well, it's like I'm from Barlow.
Exactly. You can't
Barlow.
say it without sounding posh. If somebody saying I'm from Store, but Barlow, it's posh.
There's someone
Well,
else where you're
I'm
from.
actually not from Stoke. I'm from Leek, darling. So
You're from Leek. See,
I'm
that
from Leek.
sounds more posh. Yeah,
That's even worse.
Is Leek worse than Stoke?
Yes.
No, it's better than Stoke.
No, it's not.
Leek's much
We've got
nicer.
more takeaways.
Where are you from, Dan?
Okay.
Upper Barlow and Barlow Heights, so between the two. I'm not really. I'm from Shropshire,
Shropshire.
originally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I'm
that sounds
cautious of
posh
the
as
thought.
well. Yeah,
It's
that
basically
sounds
just
posh.
a farm, isn't it?
At the end of my interviews, my beautiful partner Tracy, who's not here at the minute, she gives me a question to ask, and it's tell us something about your bandmates that we don't already know.
Oh.
Dangerous.
Oh. Are we going to say something about each other or about ourselves?
Yeah. You can say about it yourself if it's something that your bandmates don't know, or you can. I like to say dish the dirt. My partner hates that, but dish the dirt.
Well, if we all pick a person and then do it in duos, so like Ali says something about Amy, Amy says something about Ali, I'll say something about Dan, and Dan can say something about me or something, and then we've got
Yep.
like an equal.
Yeah, that works. Who's first?
Go on,
Go on.
JJ, you start.
Oh, you want me to start? Oh,
You start. You've made the decision, so go on, lay your bed.
okay. Well, actually, I'm laying Dan's bed because I'm saying something that people don't know about Dan. It's like, what do people not know about Dan? Dan's a pretty open book, so that's actually
I
hard.
am.
I've picked the hardest
Yeah.
one.
I think we all are really.
Yeah.
So the thing is, when you get a bit older, you just care a lot less, and it just, do you know what I mean? I don't really, I'm not fussed.
I think
I'm an open book. This is really hard.
It actually is because I'm like, I'm like, what crosses a line?
Yeah, exactly. What crosses the line?
Crosses a line.
Um,
There's nothing bad about you though, or like embarrassing. It's just
It
you.
doesn't have to be bad or embarrassing, and we're not here to like rinse each other
No,
necessarily.
it's not bad and embarrassing. Just tell us something about him that we don't.
Something of interest, like
Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit where I don't feel very interesting, to be honest with you.
Well, I would say I think the most interesting thing about you is like how much you love to travel. Like Dan just loves traveling and going to new places and like learning about things, and you know you're very adventurous. I would probably say that's something that people should know about Dan.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
So yes. So your turn then, Dan.
Who's go? My go. Who am I talking? Who am I talking? Smack about.
Just point at one of them and go.
Think you what tell them about something that they don't know about me. Be careful now.
I can see Amy and Ali are desperately thinking of something they're like.
I'm scratching around in my brain trying to think of what I'm supposed to say.
We're supposed to say what it's okay and what isn't.
All right, I'll throw
oh,
questions. I'll throw a question out there then to make it a little bit easier. Who's the diva out of the band? Have you got one?
Dan.
Dan.
Me? Yeah, probably
Yeah.
me actually.
Dan is actually the diva.
My problem. Okay, I'll own up to this. This is fine. I think that I'm generally pretty chill, and if I get annoyed by something, I tend to bottle it up a little bit. So if I go from, it can appear that I can go from 0 to 60 if something really pisses me off. Do you know what I mean? And I can probably, might be a little bit of a diva. I'm trying to think of one of my great recent diva moments. I had a bit of a meltdown at a recent show. I won't say where it is because I don't want to make it obvious. But we had about, you have like 5 seconds to get your band ready to play. You're plugging stuff in and everything like that because they're running low on time. The sound guy, while I'm plugging in and tuning the guitar up, decides to turn the music off like we're about to start. I'm like, but we haven't waved to say we're ready yet. You can clearly see I'm on the floor plugging in. So when you've got this deadly silence and it's really awkward, it's just horrible. You know what I mean? You want, when you're ready, you give the wave. Then they fade down the music, and then it gives you a chance to walk back on the stage, or it gives you a chance just to hype everybody up. When they just kill the music and you're there going ping, ping, ping. I mean, the amount of expletives coming out of my mouth. I was like, can't you see that this is weird and awkward? But the music, you stupid. You know what I mean? You can probably fill in the rest. So I'll have an absolute meltdown. I mean, how, for someone who does this for a living, I mean, how stupid. You know, he's a
Dan.
nice guy and everything, but I would fucking drown him in a bucket tomorrow. You know what I mean?
So the
Dan,
the sound guy wasn't
Beep.
sound.
I've got a bit of
Yeah.
a revelation about that, you know, Dan. I think that might have actually been my fault.
Oh right.
Oh,
So
oh
this
no!
is something
It's
that
number
nobody.
two.
This is
It's
something.
revelation number two.
Actually, no. I'm going to blame JJ's partner for it. So,
What?
as a bit of background, recently I picked up a few GoPros, and the idea is we're going to start, you know, doing some recording of the gig. So we've got footage for like social media content or vlogging or anything like that. And I got one on a clamp and I set it up in the back of the room up high. And I asked JJ's partner if he could go and set it off, but just before we start the gig. So as we're setting up, I'm halfway through setting up my drums, and I see him in the corner, and he's up there, and he does it, and he gives me the thumbs up. So I turn back to him, I give him the thumbs up, and I
Oh.
think that the sound guy saw me do that to JJ's partner, and was like, "Oh, it's time." I mean, clearly it wasn't, but still, I think that could have been it.
Dan's like this now.
I'm gonna get a good hiding when Dan.
So
gets there.
I've got a
that
towel.
poor lad.
Tell him off.
I was like destroying him. Like, you know, I was
But
he's probably quit the
to be
venue and now
fair-
works in KFC or something, like, because
To
of
be
me.
fair, it was very clear that we weren't ready, and it didn't take long, you know, to realise we weren't ready. They could have
Also,
just
what he
put the
could
fire
have
back
done
up.
as well, as soon as he realised that we weren't ready, is just put a bit of music back on and like slowly turn the volume back up. But for like a solid 5 minutes, I just have to. There's only so many times that I can go, "How are we all doing tonight? Are we all drunk yet?" Like, you know, there's only so much that you can sort of say, and like I don't mind it, you know, from my perspective and stuff, because it's you know, we make a little bit of a laugh and a joke about it. We're very honest people, and we make light of situations. But I swear that I saw steam coming out of Dan's ear. Like
It was.
I actually captured that on video. I was looking back at my video of Dan steaming. It's absolutely hilarious. I'll send you guys a bit later.
You won't. That'll be deleted.
Yeah, what you got to do is release the video, but speed it up, and it will just be instantly better.
yeah,
Just
I sound like a chipmunk.
I don't think that
Yeah.
video is ever going to see the light of
Yeah.
day, but it will be shared internally and laughed at by all of us.
yeah.
Excellent. We'll leave it at that anyway. So all your stuff, all your merch is on your website, and follow you on socials, and check you out on your vast tour. It's quite a lot of tour dates, and you're literally going everywhere, Southampton and all the way up to Aberdeen and Edinburgh, and even across to Warsaw and Krakow. So you know you're doing quite an extensive tour, and I'm hoping to be able to catch up with you in Sheffield, which isn't that far from Ali. And at the Corp, I bet Ali is a regular at the Corp and Sticky Shoe Time, and
I've spent many horrendous nights in that building.
Horrendous.
Done very many questionable things in that building.
Okay.
I think everyone has, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, I did a crowd surfing there to Zebra Head. Bearing in mind my body's knackered and my knee's totally shot. I did a crowd surf, which was absolutely wonderful. And then on the other end, when the security got me, it dropped me straight on my bad leg, and I suffered for a couple of weeks after that. But
I expect to crowd surf at our gig now at Corporation. I'm just saying. Now that you've said that, you need to crowd surf at our gig.
Absolutely.
Right. If anybody can hold me up, that'd be absolutely wonderful. But thank you very much for joining me, and I've really had a genuine pleasure talking to you. And good luck with the album and the movie.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
very
having
much.
us.
Thank you.
Cheers,
It's lovely
Dale.
to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
No
Bye.
problem.
Bye.
Bye-bye.